This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Significant progress in Donaldson probe, JCF says. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says it has made significant progress in its investigation into the disappearance of Donaldson, a 24-year-old social media influencer. The update Sunday evening follows another weekend of protest over the pace of the probe. Donaldson was reported last seen on July 11 at an apartment at the Chelsea Manor complex in New Kingston. The apartment is occupied by Noel Maitland, a policeman. Sophia Logg has said Maitland had picked up her daughter on the evening of July 11. Logg reported Donaldson missing on July 13. In the 11 days since that report, investigators have collected a considerable amount of information about her disappearance, the JCF said. The investigative team, which is being led by a superintendent of police and overseen by the Criminal Investigations Branch headquarters, will this week hold a case review conference with the Director of Public Prosecutions and the senior members of her staff. Such a conference is customary at this stage of probes of this nature, it added. The JCF said that the investigation is being conducted according to the highest standards. During protests this Sunday, fans and members of the public demanded public comments from senior government officials, including Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Gender Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange. The protesters also took their demonstration back to the Chelsea Manor apartment complex. They have been demanding that Maitland and the mother of his child, who is also a cop, be removed from active duties. The two who share the child has retained lawyers. Maitland's attorney Christopher Townsend has said his client has been convicted by the court of public opinion without any evidence of guilt. Townsend said he has no information to believe Maitland and Donaldson were together. According to him, it has been a difficult time for the cop and his girlfriend, the district constable. He said the policeman said persons who live and work at the apartment complex reported seeing Donaldson appearing to leave the property. The Independent Commission of Investigations is also probing the matter. Identities of two killed in major St. Ann crash released. The two persons killed in a mass casualty motor vehicle crash on the Landover Main Road in St. Ann on Sunday morning have been identified. They are Kermit Grant of Buckner in the parish and Jennifer Palmer, 56, of Mount Edgecombe in Runaway Bay, also in St. Ann. Grant was the driver of the Toyota Hiace public passenger bus, one of two vehicles involved in the crash. The other vehicle was a Toyota Coaster bus. Palmer was traveling in the Hiace. 27 persons were taken to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where Grant and Palmer were pronounced dead. The injuries are quite severe, said Senior Medical Officer Dr. Tanya Hamilton Johnson, after a briefing with relatives. Commanding Officer for St. Ann, Senior Superintendent of Police Dwight Powell, says the 30-seater coaster was traveling down a slope towards St. James when the incident happened around 8:30 a.m., about 500 meters from the intersection with the Salem Main Road. The coaster bus driver may have just overtaken another vehicle when he lost control, and the bus slammed into the 15-seater Hiace, which plies the Brownstown to Ocherius route, the policeman said. Powell says the road was wet. He says the coaster is owned by the Electoral Office of Jamaica. The incident caused a massive pileup of traffic leading into Discovery Bay and Ocherius. Many of the motorists were on their way from the Reggae Sumfest music festival that finished early Sunday morning in Montego Bay, St. James. In January, 3 persons were killed in a crash near the site of Sunday's incident. So far this year, 22 motor vehicle collisions have been recorded in St. Ann, resulted in 27 deaths, Powell says. In 2021, there were 17 collisions and 17 deaths, Powell said. St. James man arrested for breaches of the Firearms Act. One man has been arrested following the seizure of a firearm and several rounds of ammunition in Maroontown, St. James on Saturday, July 23. Reports from the Springmount Police are that about 9 p.m., a team of officers was conducting a patrol along the Maroontown Main Road when the suspect was seen acting in a manner that aroused their suspicion. He was accosted, searched, and a strap bag he had in his possession was searched and found to contain one Browning 9mm pistol with a magazine affixed containing 6 and 9mm rounds of ammunition. The weapon was seized and he was taken into custody. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. 3 men charged for robbing Portmore grandmother. Swift action of the police led to the apprehension of 3 men on Wednesday following a robbery on Madrid Avenue, Cumberland, Portmore, St. Catherine. Charged are 20-year-old Chadrick Henry, otherwise called Chad, a laborer of Corey District, Albion in St. Thomas, 21-year-old Akeem Wilson of Pondside, Yalas, also in St. Thomas, and the 26-year-old Roger Welsh, a laborer of Commission Road, Kingston. Reports from the St. Catherine South detectives are that, about 6 p.m., the complainant and her granddaughter were walking on Madrid Avenue roadway when they were pounced upon by armed men who alighted from a motor car. The culprits then proceeded to rob the complainant of cash among other personal items before fleeing the scene. An alarm was raised and the police were alerted. The motor car was later intercepted in the Marine Park area of Portmore, St. Catherine, with 3 men aboard. They were apprehended and taken into custody. They were charged on Saturday, July 23, with illegal possession of firearm and 2 counts of robbery with aggravation after they were positively pointed out by the complainant and a question and answer interview conducted in the presence of their attorney. Devil hit with firearm, robbery and kidnapping charges. 28-year-old Stephen Roden, otherwise called the Devil, a mechanic of Red Pond District, Fraser's Content, St. Catherine, was arrested and charged following an incident that occurred in Shearers Heights, Clarendon, on Tuesday, July 12. Reports from the Mapen police are that about 1:30 p.m., Roden and another man posing as police officers held up and robbed the complainant of one Toyota Wish motorcar valued about $1.3 million, a cellular phone, cash amounting to 37,000 Jamaican dollars and US $190. Roden and his accomplice then reportedly forced the man into a Toyota Prado motor vehicle and left with him against his will. The complainant was subsequently thrown from the motor vehicle in the vicinity of Bodles, St. Catherine. Roden was later arrested and subsequently charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, robbery with aggravation, and kidnapping. His court date is being finalized. Police arrest the suspect in relation to Spanish Town court office fire. The news has been informed that a suspect has been arrested in connection with yesterday's break-in and a fire at the St. Catherine Parish Court's administrative office. He was picked up Sunday evening during an operation in Rivoli, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The police also seized $500,000 believed to have been stolen from the courthouse. 2 units were dispatched to extinguish the fire, which started around 7:30 a.m. Following cooling down operations, it was discovered that several desk drawers and filing cabinets were opened and the office was ransacked. Public Relations Officer for the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Emilio Ebanks, revealed that the damage amounted to millions of dollars. It was the second fire at the courthouse in less than 2 months. In the wake of the fire, the St. Catherine Parish Court's administrative office will be closed until further notice. Chief Judge of the Parish Court, Chester Crooks, confirmed that because of the damage, full operations of the main court and its outstations in Linstead, Old Harbour, and Portmore will be affected in the short term. In a news release Sunday night, Judge Crooks said access to the court's office will be scaled down until further notice, but matters previously scheduled for the parish court and its outstations will still be heard. Members of the public who have cases listed for Monday should still attend the court in order to be advised of the new dates. Meanwhile, there is mounting concern about security at the St. Catherine Parish Court following Sunday's fire. Attorney-at-law Clive Monroe Jr., responding to news of the fire, said the authorities need to place greater emphasis on protecting court records because without the records, then we can't have the processes that give rise and the disposal to the rights of citizens to be heard within a fair time and for other forms of business and commerce to take place. Monroe said the fire should serve as a timely reminder that the digitization of the court system remains ongoing but should perhaps move at a faster pace. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.